Hi, welcome to video 3 in the series of Make It Happen. So with the first one we're talking about clarity, second one we're asking some questions about how you can get some clarity and why sometimes we find it difficult to answer that original question of what would you like to have happen, and gave you some alternatives to explore. So over the next few videos I want to talk to you through my 7-step strategy, and C is the first one. It all spells out the word clarity, and so C is about curiosity. So today I want to talk to you about a model called the triome brain, the learning brain. So if you can imagine, at the back of your brain here, you've got the reptilian brain. This is the part of the brain of you that will be trying to make sure you're safe. So if you don't feel safe, you can't learn. And if you can't learn, you can't get curious. And if you can't get curious, you'll find it difficult to get clarity and to make decisions with confidence. So the first thing to do is just check in what you need to be able to learn at your best. And how do you need to be, and what kind of resources or support? Because if you've got anything like you're hungry, or you haven't had something to drink, or you don't feel safe, or the chairs aren't comfortable, or whatever's going on, your physical environment and your physical needs are not being met, then your brain will be taking more time up trying to make sure that that part of it's okay. And it will either have fight, flight or freeze. So you'll start arguing with people, or you'll be withdrawing, or just freezing without anything to say at all about the subject. So if you're in that position now and you really want to get clarity, the first thing to do is to set yourself up for success. So reptilian brain is all about that. So the question you can ask yourself is, again, what would you like to have happen? But then to set you up for success is to check in, how do you need to be? And what kind of resource or support do you need in order for you to be like that? So I want to invite you to be curious about that, about helping you to create the right environment, and start being really curious about the space. Find out which rooms you can be in, what seats you can be in, which people can you be around where you feel at your safest, in order to get really curious and to extend your ability to learn. So that's the middle part, that's the first part of the brain. The next part is the mammalian part of the brain, that's the emotions. It's the stuff where, as human beings being part of groups, we start to try and check out what the rules are. So you probably know when you go into a group, or a best example I've got is when you go on holiday. I remember a few years ago we went to Egypt, and we turned up, and it was really a weird queuing system, but it took us like 2 or 3 days to work out that the queue goes all the way across, and you have to cut through the queue to get to the desserts. So at first when we turned up, it looked like everyone's being really rude, they weren't bothering to queue, but we realised that there was a queue for the main course that cut straight across the desserts. But at first you could sort of try and evaluate what is going on, where are stuff, and when you're in new relationships, or if you're in a new learning environment, that your brain is also just trying to check out what the rules are. But it took me a while when I started doing the personal development journey to realise that we all play by different rules. And so you might have some rules about what's the right way to do things, and you might feel that absolutely categorically that is right, and you'll feel like other people are purposely trying to annoy you or doing it differently. So I want you to just be aware that we all have different rules. And so if you're working in partnership with somebody and you're making a decision with somebody, then asking them the setup questions about what they would like to have happen, and listening to them and asking a few questions to get a bit more information, and then asking them how they need to be and what kind of resource or support they need from you in order to learn at their best and then just make the decision with you. You may get some insights and some understanding where perhaps your thinking is different, and the way that you process information and the way that you understand words is different. And just committing to being more curious and asking more questions can set you up for success. So I hope that's of use for you, because I'm missing a bit actually. Got reptilian brain, mammalian, and then the bit that goes over the top of that. So this is the bit here, your neocortex part of brain. This is your learning brain. And if the two basic parts of your brain have not been nurtured, they haven't had their questions and concerns answered, then your critic will play mayhem. Keep asking questions to check out. So it's just checking in with yourself. What do you need to feel safe? What are the rules of this engagement? You can ask questions and find out what the rules are until you feel comfortable that you can be curious and learn in a way that works for you. Please do let me know about anything you notice or any experiences you get, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Take care.